I want to talk about resources. So right now, I'm heading up to my property, and in the vehicle I have some leftover cedar shake siding or roofing. And the cedar shake roofing I pulled out of a dumpster this week, along with a couple 2x4s and some other materials. And the reason why is because a little here and a little there, and it starts to add up. So try to be resourceful with what you have. And you can always ask. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. That's a great thing. I feel like my mother-in-law taught me. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So if you see some materials, you see something that you might need or might come in handy later, hey, set it back. Don't throw it away. Try to be resourceful. You know that old saying, waste not, want not. And if you have a piece of property, or you have a little place you could actually put some stuff back, first thing you could build is a barn. Old timers used to put a barn on property very first. They'd build a barn, and that's for their tools and that's for their storage, because we make a living with our hands. You can't make a living without the tools. You know, the most important tool is your mind. But you can't make a proper living as a man. You can't even be a man without tools and without the know-how, the knowledge. And when you get all that stuff, you're going to need the resources. So put back resources. That's a good idea. You know, the old timers used to have, a whole bin. One of my favorite things I used to do is I used to go to one of my buddy's place, and if I ever needed a bolt or anything, he'd have, a gigantic slide-out drawer in his tools that was just nuts and bolts and all the different kinds of things I needed. And that was over the time, just a nut, just a bolt here, just a nut here, just a screw here, all these different things. He was being resourceful. So there you go. And Bailey, come here. Bailey, come here. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. So I have my sweet puppy dog right here. He's a little camera shy. Give me kisses. Give me kisses. Okay. So Bailey was a throwaway. He was going to be put down. And, waste not, want not. He's been one of the best dogs we've ever had. Got him as a tiny little puppy. I don't know if it was because he was so attached to us at such a young age, when he was so little and just so needy. But I've never had a dog that got more attached to us. And he's not protective, as in like he goes and bites other people or anything. He's just a stray. He's just a mutt. But it took time. I knew that he was worth trying to save. He was the runt of the litter. He was probably 6 weeks old, and they were going to take him and get him put down the next day. The people that we got him from, he eventually died. He was a rough guy, lived on my road. But he's been the best dog ever, and I love him to death. So, waste not, want not. Some of the best things can come out of what some other people would consider to be throwaway or trash. I'll finish up real quick. A very important resource is time. Do not waste time. We do not get it back. Be careful where you spend your time, what you're devoting your time to. I'm preaching to the choir here, like chief sinner. Be extremely careful with how much time you devote to social media, to scrolling, all that stuff. It's an absolute gigantic black hole that you'll never get anything back out of, especially social media. But YouTube's okay. Just kidding. So, last but certainly not least, be resourceful with your words. You can't get your words back. It's very hard to undo the damage once you've actually, there's scar tissue there. It's a wound. A lot of times it's fresh and it's really hard. Sometimes only the Lord can actually work back in someone's life where your words have damaged someone. So try to be careful with your words. Try to build people up. I have problems with this all the time. It's really hard for me, especially with family, especially with my girls, especially with my children. It's really hard for me to be encouraging all the time when I want to be the hammer. But a lot of times we don't need to be the hammer. A lot of times we need to be gentle and loving. And encouraging. And we have to have discipline, but I can be too much discipline. So be resourceful with the physical things like materials, stuff like that, lumber. Be resourceful. Be resourceful with your time, and also be very resourceful with your words. It's very, very important. That stuff, just don't take it for granted. Thanks, y'all. That's my soapbox for today.